Welcome. If you're here today, it's probably because your affirmations aren't working and you're looking to make a great change in your life. Don't worry, I got you. You're in the right place. Today, I'm going to talk about why the affirmations that we do are not working anymore and also how to change your life through quantum leaping. And for this purpose, I'm going to use the Akashic Records. I'm going to talk all about that. So, in the first part, I'm going to be talking about the affirmations and why they aren't working anymore. But if you really want to just go ahead and just jump into the quantum leaping part, just check the timestamps and I'll see you there. So don't get me wrong, affirmations actually can be a very powerful tool in order to change our reality. And I'm going to be diving into that in a little bit further. But for now, why are the affirmations not working right now for you? First, words mean nothing to you. I don't know if you saw How I Met Your Mother, but there's this part where Ted starts saying the word bowl.
Ball. Ball. Ball.
Until the word actually has no meaning whatsoever. The same thing might be happening to you with your affirmations. Maybe you're just repeating the words, but you're not actually connecting to them. And remember that feeling that the energy is the most important part when we're trying to manifest something into our lives. So if this is your case, just make sure to revise what you're saying. Why are you not connecting with those? And that actually brings me to the next point. So hear me out. Maybe your affirmation, you don't want it to be true. And this might sound crazy because you are probably thinking, hey, I do want my affirmation to be true. That's the whole reason that I've started doing them anyways. But here's the thing. Let's imagine that you're trying to do more exercise. So your affirmation is something like, I want to exercise every morning. I am a healthy person and I exercise every morning. But maybe you don't actually want to do that because in order to exercise, you have to wake up early and you have to add a lot of things into your routine. You feel that you have to wake up early, you have to put on your clothes, you have to actually go outside in the cold and jog, and it's something that you don't actually enjoy. So that's why you're not connecting with whatever it is that your affirmation is doing, because the action that is behind it is not something that you want to do. But here's a little trick. You can actually just add a want in the affirmation. So, for example, instead of I am a healthy person that exercises in the morning, is I want to be a healthy person that exercises in the morning. Just try this out and let me know how it works out for you. Here's another one. Impatience. It takes us about 21 days for a new habit to form in our lives and to just be really strong and just keep going with it. But here's the thing, if you start doing your affirmations and after 3 days, you're like, okay, it's not working for me. I am doing the I am abundant affirmation and I am nowhere as abundant as I want to be. Well, here's the news for you. Like the affirmation is not working because you haven't given it the chance to work yet. So wait for about 21 days and up to 66 days and see how it works. Like maybe keep a little journal and start seeing what are the actual changes that are happening in your life, because it is a change. You're changing subconscious behaviors, you're changing conscious behaviors, and it's gonna take some time. So be patient with that one. Another reason is that you're not following the 3 P's rule. Every affirmation should be positive, personal, and in present tense. If you want more about that, please feel free to check my video on how to make powerful affirmations. The Pacman Pie Problem. So here's the thing. Let's say that you wake up in the morning, you roll out, you see your beautifully made affirmation poster, and you start saying the affirmation. So let's say, I am abundant, I am smart, I am a happy person. And then you start rolling out with your day. So that took what, roughly about 5 minutes of your day. Then let's imagine that you keep going, and in the morning you are pouring some coffee into your coffee mug, and then it gets spilled. And then the first thing that rolls into your mind is like, oh, I'm so stupid. There goes one of your affirmations. Then you keep going about the day, and let's say that you eat a donut because you're running late, and that's the only thing that you could grab on the run. And then the first thing that rolls into your mind is, damn, I'm such an obese person. I'm just eating a donut. And there goes the healthy one. And now let's start adding these up, because this is only the morning. What is going to happen when you get to the office in the afternoon, when you run to the supermarket, when you're stuck in traffic? So all of these affirmations that you took 5 minutes to do are getting overwhelmed by everything else that you talk to yourself in the day. The way around this is to actually start being more conscious about your internal talk during the day. And there's a couple of ways that you could do this. First, be patient, because if you're doing this by yourself, it can take a little bit of time. So every time that you find yourself saying this, negate it and be like, no, that's not true, and then come back to your actual affirmation. The other way that this actually works very well is if you have an accountability partner. So maybe find another person that has the same goal as you do, and just talk to them like, hey, I want to bring peace, harmony, whatever it is into my life. So I am trying to be more self-aware and more self-conscious about how I talk to myself throughout the day. Would you be willing to be my accountability partner? And if you see that I'm getting into any low level energy talks with myself, could you just point them out to me? And again, with this, be super gentle, be super compassionate with yourself, because it is a new practice. So it's going to take some time. And at the beginning, I'm not going to lie, it can be overwhelming to realize how much of hate talk that we have with ourselves during the day. And here's the one that I see the most: inaction. So let's say that you have all of your affirmations, but they're not followed up by any kind of action. So you keep saying that I am healthy, I am exercising, and then nothing else happens. It stays just like that. You don't exercise. You don't even try to wake up to exercise. You don't even try to eat healthier. You keep doing the same uh, routines that you had before. So this is obviously why you're not connected to them, because first, they're a lie. Two, it actually comes around with the first topic about not really wanting your manifestation to be true, because you're not following with actual actions. So now let's get down to business, the actual part that you're really excited to hear about, the quantum leaping using the Akashic Records. So first, I'm going to explain super easily what is the quantum reality. And who better to explain this than my pal, Dr. Emmett Brown.
Imagine that this line represents time. Prior to this point in time, somewhere in the past, the timeline skewed into this tangent, creating an alternate 1985.
So just like in the movie, there's several lines of reality that are happening right now. You can see it as a parallel, but well, I actually found for myself that it works best if you think about it just as a spiral, because everything is out of time and out of space as we know it right now in this precise reality. But there are several other options, there are other dimensions where we're doing different things. And it could be slightly different, like there's probably a different reality where I'm recording this right now and my blouse is green, and that's the only thing that is changing in the entire reality. There also could be something more extreme, like another reality when I'm a surgeon, another reality when I'm a princess, another reality where I'm a poor person asking for money. And the importance of this is to understand that there's a lot of connections that we can make. Now, the key thing is that now that we understand that there are several other realities, we can actually reach out to them and tap into their feelings and tap into their behaviors and tap into their wisdom. And here's why it's important: because there is some other reality that you actually want to manifest. So when you reach out to what that version of yourself is doing, what version of yourself is feeling, what version of yourself is thinking of, and you're actually to bring it back to this reality, that is how you quantum leap into that other reality, into manifesting what you actually want. So the Akashic Records is actually a realm where you have the whole history of your soul, which means past lives, which means even future outcomes. It is a place people often think about it as a library, because then I feel that it's easier to understand, as in, for example, Lock and Key, where every person had a different space of what it meant and how to they held their memories. So this guy had like records, this guy had like a theater play, this other guy had like an actual book. And this is a space where you can actually do a lot of healing, and that is actually super helpful for quantum leaping. And I'm going to explain why. When you enter the records, you're immediately starting to heal. Your DNA starts connecting with the perfect DNA, let's call it this way, and then it starts changing. It starts making some changes inside of yourself that help you align with your best version of yourself. Now, when you are in the Akashic Records, you can actually ask for stuff to be answered for you. For example, why I cannot get this, or how can I make a change in order to get what I want. And the thing about this is that it's always going to be super speedy results. It's always going to be super speedy answers. And once that you are able to connect with this realm, the quantum leaping goes insane, because any of the blocks that you have in the conscious reality are able to be dissolved in a state of meditation, in a state of pureness that is only achievable through the Akashic Records. So here's actually a practice that I do in my mentorship one-on-one to unlocking my dreams, help you manifest the life that you want, and make sure that it's actually aligned with your heart. And by the way, if you want to apply, check the link down below because I only have 3 spots left. But anyways, we're able to connect with our best versions. We're able to connect with that manifestation, and it's so much easier to connect with that version of yourself of the quantum leap, to understand what are those other realities and actually connect with what they're feeling, what they are thinking, how they are behaving, because that is much more important than to focus on the things that you have. Always the inner world is gonna be so much more important than the outer world. So even if you in your manifestation are thinking about, oh yeah, I want a lot of money because then I'm going to be able to have a mansion and a cook and 3 cars and vacations and going to be able to travel first class around the world. Sure, that is an important part, but also understand how that version of yourself is feeling. Like, okay, I am traveling first class to Hong Kong. How does my version that is already traveling and doing these things that I want to do is feeling? What is she thinking? Why made her come here? What are the wisdoms? What are the things that she had to leave behind in order for this reality to come true? And when you're able to connect with that, reality just changes. Now, let's get down into the practical steps. The most important thing to understand is that there has to be some sort of alignment of what you want, what you desire, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and the action that you're actually doing in the moment. And here's also one of the clues to actually nailing this manifestation, because sometimes we're thinking about action and we start doing and acting from desperation. And that is when we actually get a lot of roadblocks, because that is not what we're supposed to be doing. What I mean with action, it has to be an inspired action, something that actually comes from the intuition, that comes from the downloads from that other reality, from that other realm. Not just to start acting out of desperation and out of fear and out of anxiety, because then I assure you it won't work. And I think that this is one of the most difficult parts of manifestation for some reason, just to surrender. Like, allow yourself to be so calm, to be so peaceful, to be so in tune with everything surrounding you, that you're actually able to receive those messages of inspired action. What to do, where to go, how to read the messages that the universe is giving to you. And here's the thing, maybe you're hearing me say it and it sounds like it's super easy, but here is an important part. Our survival instinct doesn't want change, because it is so comfortable with what is already familiar. It's so comfortable in this environment that although it might be hard, it's something that it already knows. So, for example, let's say that you're trying to manifest wealth, but you're already so used to going paycheck to paycheck that the feeling or like the idea of having more money than just the bare minimum to live each month, it's something unfamiliar, and it's something that very subconsciously you don't want, because it is a change. It is something that you don't know how to deal with. And even though it's a happy change, it's a good change in your conscious mind, your subconscious, your survival instinct doesn't think the same way. So here's what comes my next point, which is just to normalize whatever it is that you're doing next. So let's say, again, with this example, that you're trying to manifest a massive amount of wealth, then normalize it. And what I mean with this is, if you think right now about opening your bank statement and seeing $1 million there, how would you feel? And probably the answer is going to be super excited, just already thinking about how you're going to spend your money in a vacation, in your shoes, in another cell phone, in an iPad. But here's the thing, it should be normal in your other reality. So just seeing that $1 million should be like, oh, okay, yeah, $1 million, like that checks out. And here is where that feeling of normalization and surrendering, it should be calm, because that's the energy where we can actually attract this kind of abundance, where we understand like this is our normal path. where this is what we actually are living into day to day. So here's another important part. Now that you understand that everything around you should be normalized, and remember the Pacman Pie problem, it's not all up to you, right? Because you're still part of the people that surrounds you. You're still a part of the social content that you consume every day. So let's take this exercise. Right now, open your cell phone and start seeing the posts that appear to yourself. Some might be friends, some might be accounts that you follow. But if you're always seeing accounts or posts about, I'm so broke, I never have money, I hate my work, but I have to do it to pay my bills, this is all going back to your subconscious because you're so exposed to that you start believing that it is true. Because you start believing that that is your reality, not even your friend's reality or your family's reality, whatever meme reality. It starts becoming your own reality. So, again, just do this exercise. Scroll through 20 posts and see how many of them resonate actually with what you want to do, with what you want to manifest, or what you are right now, even. And if at least 10 were something that you don't resonate with, it might be time to do a social media purge and maybe even a friend purge. But hey, here's the thing. You have to let go of things in order to make space for the new things to come. So think about it as, hey, as sad as a goodbye might be, and do take your time to grieve about whatever it is that is dying inside of you in order to make space for the new part. Just take it as a happy step into your new life, in your new manifestation. Just think about whatever it is that you want to manifest, and you'll see that during this effort is actually going to be a long way. It's actually going to help you a lot in your manifestation journey. Another tip, focus on what you do want, not in what you don't want. And this is something that I learned when I was learning to ride a motorbike. uh, I was learning in a road that had a lot of potholes. And I was like, I am going to fall in every single one of them. I just know it in my heart. And guess what happened? I fell into each and every one of those potholes that I had in front of me. And then my teacher told me, when you see a pothole, you don't want to focus on the pothole. You want to focus exactly where you're going to be going through. So let's say the pothole is here. You want to be focusing on the side of the line. Whether it doesn't matter if it's a narrow space or you had a ton of space, just focus on the road that you actually want to go through. And since he told me that, my life changed, not only because of the motorbike and not falling in potholes anymore, but also in life. If you're trying to focus on something, if you're focusing on the things that you don't like, you're going to miss the things that you do like. It also happened in my work. We had a construction at the other side. And of course, all day I was thinking about, oh, those damn construction workers, oh, that noise, oh, I cannot concentrate. And what happened? I couldn't do any of those things. But the day that I decided, I didn't even decide. I was listening to a podcast and I realized when I finished the podcast that I hadn't even heard the construction on the other side. So focus on what you do want, not what you don't want. This is where a lot of this gratitude you see comes into play, because then you're able to realize the things that you already have, however small or big. Let's say that you're trying to build a multi-million dollar business, but start blessing and be grateful for each of the entries that you have. Let's say somebody purchased $1, somebody purchased $2, somebody purchased $3, somebody purchased 50 cents. Be grateful for each one of those actions, because those are the ones that are going to put you on the top. If instead of that, you're actually focusing on, like, I had a $1 purchase and my goal was $10. Damn, this guy only purchased 50 cents, and I'm not gonna write my goal of $10,000 this month. Then that's where you're gonna be stuck in what you don't have. So again, go back to gratitude and go to the things that you do have, however small they are. It's gonna be a life changer, I promise. And now let's say that everything until right now it's perfect, but still there might be some things that you need to work on. And one of the things that I found hard was that actually my goal was a little bit too far for myself. So let's say that you want to escalate your business to a multi-million dollar business. If you are going into that manifestation right now, it might be just too far from your reality, so your own body doesn't believe that it's true. And then we go back to the whole why affirmations don't work, because you don't actually believe that it's true, because you don't actually want to do what a multi-million dollar business needs to do right now. And the easy way to approach this is just baby steps. What is the next baby step? So just put it like into a list and see, okay, my goal is to be a multi-million-dollar business. So what's the first baby step that I can take? And just break it down into steps that you can actually do, parts of the pie that you can actually chew. And like in any manifestation road, there might actually be some things stopping you from getting what you want. There are 5 major blockages, and if you actually want to know what they are, and most importantly, how to get rid of them, I really recommend for you to see this next video.